Okay, group, team, squadron. What I want to do is walk you through this process, what I call parallel testing. So I have time carved off on my schedule every Saturday morning to go back and review. I got $1 million worth of funded accounts. So I got 5 200K accounts. And I want to make sure the bots took the same trades live that they would have taken in a back test. So why do I do this on Saturdays? Well, I do this on Saturdays because it always takes about 24 hours for the live data to be available in the back test, like in the historical, right? Imagine at the end of the day, it gets copied, the live data from whatever stock, whatever time frame gets copied into the historical record so that then you can run back tests against it, right? So every Saturday, I'm going to review the Monday through Friday trades. And so what I want to do is I want to review this time frame of the 14th of November through the 18th is a perfect example. So you'll see here, this window right here is my actual trades and my actual history, right? This is not the back trades. These are my actual live money trades. So I got 5 trades, which makes sense for this strategy. This is the opening range breakout on AMD on a 5-minute chart. So the first thing I want to do is I want to make sure that my settings match. So if I was to go back, let's see if I can open up one of these. So I want to make sure my settings that I'm running the back test on match, right? So I'm going to do is I'm going to go look at my inputs. And my inputs, I've not changed any of these. So 1.3, I'm sorry, 1.2 profit taker, 1.2 profit taker, 0.0003. So there's 3 zeros in there. 0.003. Allow trailing false, allow trailing false. Risk $2,000, risk $2,000. Max lot size 20, max lot size 20, right? You guys understand? So, and then the close end of day is kind of a new thing that in this case, the opening range breakout for the most part in this week did close automatically anyways, because it either hit the target or hit the stop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into the settings and I'm going to look at the date. I want to test the 14th through the 18th, right? So the 14th in and out, 15th in and out, 16th in and out, 17th, boom, in and out, entry and exit, right? So I got 5 days, 5 trades once per day. And we're going to look at the 14th through the, in this case, 19th, because I want to add an extra day, right? And it doesn't matter because stock market's going to open on the 18th. So what I want to do is run a quick back test. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for this to run. I'm going to click on the back test. In this case, it does show a profit of $2,800. So, 1.4 R is not bad for something that didn't, like, look, mom, no hands, right? So the thing I want to do is I want to right click over the back test. And instead of looking at the report, I want to go to the deals. And the deals is what I want to line up. And I want to compare and analyze the difference between where it got in and where it got out on the actual day. So in this example, first thing we do is scroll up just a little bit, get that first trade. So here's what I'm looking at. The very first trade lost 980. Real life, it lost 960. So what does that mean? That means it pretty much traded exactly, right? The second day lost 1640, lost 1640, right? 2 in a row. Now, some of you guys would actually quit and go home, call it a day, but not me. So what I'm going to do, I have 3 winning trades. So lost on Monday, Tuesday, 1 on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And again, I'm just going to compare, make sure these match up. They're not going to be dollar for dollar, obviously, because your order entry, your fill might be a little bit different, but then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the actual entry price. So I actually got I bought to open. So I bought to get in. So I'm long 73.94. The back test would have actually got a little bit less, little worse of a fill, right? Got out at 73.48. This got out at 46, got out. So a few pennies, no big deal. And then our next one is 76.63, 77.45. Boom, right on the money. Again, when we're using a max lot size, which all this is, you're never going to have a full 2R, a full 1R risk, $2,000 at risk. Why? Because we hit the max lot size. Like we hit our head up against the ceiling that is the max lot size. So then I want to look at, okay, what's my next trade? 74.16. So this got a little bit better, little bit better entry on the live since we're selling to open, right? So I'm looking at the 16th here. I'm selling to open 74.16. Compare that to 74.12. So that's interesting. So far so good. Then next 71.89. And this got a little, not quite the same numbers, but again, we are making some assumptions. We are putting some live money on the line, actual funded account that costs money. We worked hard to get, right? Whether it's funded already or in the assessment, this is what we want to look at. We want to make sure that the trades are taking pretty much the same trade. Now, yes, it might be off a few pennies. In this case, if we bought to open, we actually got a little bit better order fill than here, right? So we got 4 cents better price. So in this case, that 4 cents is reflected with the difference between this is what, $60, right? Okay, so far that's 4 out of 5. And then our very last trade that we're going to compare, 73.74. Again, here we got in at 73.75 and we sold to open. So if we look at this trade, the first row here is to get in, the second row is to get out. So we got in at 73.75, a little bit higher, price than this by a penny. And then our 72.80 and 72.77. Again, a few pennies off. We did make a little difference. Again, $60 difference, not in our favor. Of course, the previous trade here was $60 in our favor. So I'm pretty happy with this. This is what I'm looking at the most to make sure every bot on every account every week is working exactly as expected. Now, if you ever see where you have, let's say the back test shows a whole bunch of wins and you actually have a whole bunch of losses, that's just something to keep in mind. It's not the end of the world, but you do want to evaluate what went wrong. Make sure you are, in fact, using the same settings, right? So if your inputs are wrong, your outputs are going to be different. Or sometimes maybe the order fills from the exchange, from the broker, isn't quite the same. So you'll be off just a little bit. But again, always highly recommend you guys do this and you spend some time at the end of every week comparing every single bot. I do have five accounts, so I need to get into here. I actually have a live account too. So all 5 accounts, I'm going to go in, look at what trades were done and repeat this process so that I'm happy. If I'm not happy, I might take a bot offline. If I am happy, I'm going to keep it running, right? And I'll either get funded or the account will keep going. So one of those two things, and it's super important to be disciplined to verify that the bot is taking the same trades live that it would in a back test, right? So that the behavior in the data is not identical, but it's very, very, very close. So hope this is helpful. Let me know if you guys have any questions.